If you take a stroll along the marsh in Murrells Inlet, keep a lookout for a ring. And if you hear footsteps or a young girl's whisper, Alice may be watching. She is still searching for the ring bestowed to her from her one and only true love. A union against societal aspirations, Alice ignored the wishes of her affluent family and accepted an engagement ring from her beau, a gentle, sweet lumberman. Hoping to squash the romance, Alice's family sent her away to a boarding school in Charleston, known for keeping young ladies in line with their family's marital wishes. Poor fortune struck and Alice fell ill with malaria. The school sent for her brother, Dr. Allard Flagg. By the time the message relayed up the coast, and Allard traveled the beaten path by horse and carriage, Alice's condition had worsened. She was drifting in and out of consciousness. During their travels through the Carolina Low Country, it grew too quiet for Allard's liking. He stopped to see if Alice was still breathing. Under Alice's white dress, Allard noticed a ribbon tied around her neck. As he pulled on the ribbon, out popped a ring. A ring? The engagement he renounced? Even with Alice on her last breath, Allard was so furious, he grabbed the ring and hurled it into the marsh. He then took Alice to her bedroom at the Hermitage. Alice succumbed to malaria shortly thereafter, and she was buried without her ring.
Where's Alice? I heard something when you guys were like at 13, honestly. Like you heard something that way, I heard something over there, but
I heard a stick break.
Place a ring on top of her grave, walk 13 times backwards, say her name. Supposedly Alice is supposed to pop up and see if that's the ring that she lost from her beloved. Well, we did that, and a friend of mine decided that when nothing happened, she'd jump on that slab and to proclaim Alice was a fake. And we're all horrified that she did that, but we all kind of laughed at when we got back to our car. 2 tires were flat, and there was no one at that cemetery but us. Nobody. And then you realize, was Alice really here? Did she really do this to us? Yes, she did. She did. I'm thoroughly convinced. I've told my grandchildren this, I've told all my friends, I've taken them to that grave, and I forbid them to walk on that slab.
Alice has crossed paths with many, even our crew. It was a hot, sunny Carolina afternoon and a bit warm upstairs in the Hermitage. While lifting the camera out of the antique wooden cradle in Alice's bedroom, the air became quite cool. Cool enough to cause a shiver. Alice has made her presence known at the Hermitage for years. The Chandlers' grandfather bought the house about a decade after the Flaggs left the area, after a series of unfortunate events.
When we were at the Hermitage growing up, every night, just about, particularly if we had guests, there were ghost stories told on that porch. And so everybody in the area was familiar with Alice. When they told us the stories, we bought into it like stock and barrel.
They were young.
We believed it. When we went up that first section at night and hit that landing, usually we both were like this.
Right.
We didn't want to see anything, and we closed our eyes and blinded ourselves.
Get in bed and cover our heads up.
Well, one night during World War II, Sis Peterkin, our sister, was outside in a hammock on the front of the Hermitage, and it was kind of a stormy night, and she screamed, and when she screamed, I went outside, she pointed, and I saw something white that just was doing this, and she said, When I got there, it had already been coming down. That's why she screamed.
Sis and Granny, their mother, they said that they saw a woman pass through the middle in white, just kind of float through.
So if you take a stroll along the inlet, especially near the former Wachesaw plantation, keep a lookout for Alice and her ring. Or if you wander down to All Saints Cemetery in Pawleys Island, pay your respects to Alice. She often rewards her guests with a visit.
Now, I do believe in ghosts.
Where's my ring?
And I think we all believe in ghosts. And so I didn't avoid accepting the possibility that could have happened. Anything is possible. And I'm certain that we have ghosts.
My ring. Where's my ring?